Yes, yes, and we got it to work this time. We got it to work this time. Right off the bat. Thank you, Sir Griffey, for the $25 Australian, which is $3.07 American. This is for Fat Castro. Jim knows what it means.
Who's Jim?
Well, thank you, sir. We are glad to have you in the chat and to grace us with your presence and ever guiding wisdom about Gia and her dog, quote unquote. And welcome to the lovely soon-to-be Mrs. Griffey and control the household, because we all know how that goes. Yes. So how was your Monday? How was your Monday?
Good.
Good. I love Mondays.
Everybody's all excited. It's so good. It's so good.
Griffey, 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 and Griffey, and Griffey.
Yes.
Now, is Griffey going to say pro-wedding or anti-wedding? Because he gets a vote now.
I don't know. Good question. Good question. Yes, we need to know where to add the $25 to Griffey. Keep the marriages or get rid of the marriages. Get rid of the marriages is leading by a lot. So please add to keep the marriages. Please add to keep the marriages. It's a fine tradition. It's a fine tradition. NCR has found some questionable women they didn't know exist. I hate to deprive the poor lad of that opportunity.
No,
Ooh.
I think you need to correct that. You need
4 marriages. 4 marriages. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
You need to correct it. It's not women I have found. It's women you found to force upon me against my will.
Yeah, same thing. You just, the problem is, NCR, you don't know what's good for you. We know what's good for you.
No. I know what's good for me. Okay? For example, going on a healthier diet to lower my diabetes.
Yes.
Good for me.
Yes.
Going to an abandoned summer camp where a bunch of teenagers got massacred. Bad for me. Exercising more? Good for me. Being forced to marry crazy women against my will that you find on the internet through body cam footage? Horrible idea for me.
Griffey would like to know what you're needing. Gia.
He knows.
Griffey would like to know what you're needing, which is a real dog.
He knows.
He knows. The Griffey knows. The Griffey knows.
He knows.
The Griffey knows.
He's planning on putting Becca in a suitcase. I already called the authorities. He's going to be right next to Sarah Boone.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, please lick my button. Please lick my button. Lick my button.
What on earth?
Well, I had a Monday. I had a Monday.
My baby.
I have somebody at work that wants me to help them with something, and they ask me, and I say, sure, I'll be glad to help you. And then they send me an email at noon saying, oh, can you get this done by 3? Sure, because I'm not doing anything else. I need to do your job too.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Sure.
Yep.
Love to.
Yep.
I mean, no better than how my boss treats me.
How does your boss treat you?
Treats me like a workhorse, man. The guy's a dick.
Yep. Yep.
Woman
You
got-
work for yourself.
yeah, I know.
I get asked
You don't experience.
to invite a menu for a dinner party.
I'm sorry, say that again, Touche, because
Oh,
NCR was
I'm
rudely
lucky.
talking over you.
I guess I'm lucky. I get asked to organize and plan a menu for a party.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
A soon to be going away party, hopefully.
no, it was a milestone birthday for somebody. They're like, well, you like parties. What can I do for a menu? How should I decorate? And I just put everything in writing and pictures when I can and give it to them, and then they just go from there.
Well, did you say whiskey? Lots and lots of whiskey.
No, they are wine drinkers.
Well, then they'll really love the party.
Okay, then how about a nice cab with a Pinot Noir?
Ugh.
No.
Yuck.
You
If
hate
that-
everything.
And if
Must
that's
be
too
good.
fancy for him, how about just a bottle of Mad Dog 2020?
Yes,
Red-
there we go. There we
Red
go.
wine is gross. Hi, I'll feed you in a minute. Yes.
How about a
Cold
rosé
duck.
then? Nice
Cold
rosé.
Red
Matt,
wine.
see, you might right know this. Cold duck. Yep, cold duck.
Box wine. Yep.
Which was cold duck was a thing back in the day in Iowa. That was like wine and beer mixed together.
Ugh.
Okay, I got it.
99 cents a 32-ounce bottle.
Touche, I got it. I know the ultimate drink to get these fine people.
Oh, Becca, be
Fine.
careful. Be careful. Don't let him zip it up. Don't let him.
Ooh. It's going to get
Don't
folded like a
let
pretzel. Gonna get folded like a pretzel.
Yep.
Well, I think I told everybody what my uncle did when he was little. He used a French bottle of my grandfather's wine for sangria. A 40 or 50-year-old bottle.
Ooh.
Brought back from France during the war.
Sue Bear, what does it taste like? Well, it depends on which kind you get because they have like, white and red. And so basically it's just really frothy, tastes like frothy wine.
Duck tastes like chicken.
Not duck. Cold duck. So
No, she
thicker.
said, what does duck taste like?
Well, I think we were
So
talking
both
about cold duck. We were
I
talking
think
about cold
both
duck.
questions are valid and have valid answers.
Well, duck depends on what kind of duck you get because sometimes if you shoot it yourself, it can have quite a gamey taste. So depends.
Farm raised does tend to have less gamier taste, but it has a higher fat content. However, a wild duck has a much more leaner body fat. Damn, it's still delicious either way.
Fuck you, Matt. Fuck you. All right, just fuck you. Not old enough. Jesus.
And I can tell everybody from experience, never eat an ostrich egg. It does not taste like chicken egg.
Oh, hey, Big and Raid.
Hey, Big and Raid. Welcome, Big and Raiders. We're getting ready to go. We got a subset trial.
Biggin. Welcome,
Biggin!
my dear.
Hey,
Welcome.
Ben.
Glad to have you. Hopefully you didn't cover this, or if you did, you don't spoil it for the rest of us.
Yes.
So we have a nice, lovely trial, and I think this is Ohio, but it might be Michigan.
The date of birth for the defendant, March 2nd, 1985, but it is hearsay.
Yeah, we have a Christina here. Is that your friend?
You're unaware of your actual birthday?
Yes, it might be. Hey, Christine. See you
Hey,
soon, dear.
Christy.
See you soon.
Oh, I need to put the chat up. Sorry, I forgot to put the chat up. Show the chat. Show the chat. Welcome, Bacon Raiders. You're just in time. We're starting a soft sit trial. He's not driving, and he's going to prove this in trial.
The defendant, the registered entity, I believe is,
For Tim Joseph Luna,
the date
Luna.
registered for that entity was
Luna.
March 14th, 1985.
Come on, Luna, you can do better than
For the
that.
record,
Luna.
the name is Timoteo Joseph Luna. It's spelled capital T, lowercase I, lowercase m, lowercase o.
Yeah, it's my girlfriend, Christine.
Lowercase t, lowercase e, lowercase
She's coming
e,
out on the 8th.
Joseph, capital J.
Does your wife know that your girlfriend's coming out on the 8th?
Yeah. Yeah. I have
Oh.
a friend. I have one friend.
You have one friend.
I have one friend. Yep.
Well, that's not true. You have more than one. Where are your friends?
Yeah, yeah, you're my friends.
Hey,
I
I'm willing to
have
throw alligators at people for you.
I have one
That's
real
friendship.
friend. I've known her since freshman year in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And you're both still alive.
We
That is
are.
impressive.
And we're
That
2
is
days-
impressive.
We're 2 days apart on birthdays. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Does she live
Yep.
with you in the retirement village?
No, she lives outside of Chicago.
Oh, she lives in a better retirement village.
She does. She does.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Much better.
So our defendant here is trying to claim that he's somehow different than the person named in the court documents. Somehow.
Lowercase o, lowercase s, lowercase e.
That's funny, bad
lowercase
company.
T,
I gotta use that.
lowercase h, and of the family Luna, capital L, lowercase u, lowercase n, lowercase a.
you have a driver's license on you?
I have a passport.
Can I see your passport? And what I'm looking for, I know you've included it in some of your documents that you filed, but I can't find where it was. And the reason I'm asking is because on the citation, it lists your date of birth as March 2nd, but you said it was March 14th.
Well, for the record, there's a difference between the living man and the entity that is the defendant.
I'm asking you your birth date, sir. I'm not trying to play any games or anything. Just what's your birthday?
I understand.
March 2nd.
I don't know.
Is
I
what your
wasn't-
passport says,
I
right?
wasn't.
Yes.
I was a
Alright.
baby.
We are set today for a civil traffic.
Well, and he started off with the there's a difference between the living man and the corporate entity.
Right.
Apparently,
Say, look around, tell me if anybody here isn't living.
yeah, apparently there's about 11, 10, 11 days difference between the two, I guess. I don't know.
Hearing, and this is regarding an allegation from February 1st of this year. There was one charge on the original
Christine,
citation.
everybody thinks
The
I'm
allegation is
86.
no current registration under 282532A. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Simon Rose, for the $20 pound sterling or whatever the British thing is nowadays. Thank you so much. And no message. She could have left a message. We do have a thing that we are doing, which is for a super chat of any amount of money. You can do an audience vote to keep our silly marriages where we marry off NCR and Parson and tomatoes to various people. And you can say, yes, keep the marriage, or you can say, no, get rid of the marriage. So, Simon Rose, if you'd like to vote, you certainly can. You don't have to. It's not a requirement, but it is, if you'd like to, feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll add her to the tally.
For the record, I take
The more you have to keep me married, the more
Okay, what do you want
crazier
me
and
to call you?
disturbing the brides
Call me-
become. Which is terrifying
What?
to me.
What?
The more the marriages stick around, the more crazier and disturbing the brides become.
No, that's not true. That's because Sue Bear and Gia and Touche send stuff in. The really crazy stuff are them.
But yet
I
you're
swear.
the one officiating it.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Well, Simon, that's great. Just for fun. Okay, just for fun, we're going to keep them because NCR really dislikes them, and so that's fun. Here, we got 2 to keep marriages. Yay.
I will throw an alligator at you, Phil.
Okay. I'm going to call you Mr. Luna out of the sign of respect. I don't want to call you by your first name. Okay.
For the record, what is the definition of Mr.?
It's a way of addressing males. Did you not? Do you want me just to call you Luna?
You can
Call me Looney.
Okay. So Tim, after the officer's done presenting his case, you'll have a chance to present your case. If after everything is said and done, the court feels that the scales are still equal, which is where they start, or tipped in your favor by any amount, that's when the court would enter a not responsible finding, and essentially the charge would be dismissed. Do you understand that?
I had a question.
Okay, my question to you first was, do you understand what I just went over?
No.
I comprehended, yes.
Okay, what's your question?
My question is, when you say that the rules of evidence do not apply, what exactly does that mean? That the items that I placed on the record are not going to be on the record?
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Now, you said that this was a civil and not a criminal?
Correct?
So, in a criminal, is that where an injured party is required?
I have no idea. It depends on the charge, right? So if there was an assault charge and the allegation was with injury, there would be an injury. But this is civil. It has nothing to do with criminal, so we're not going to discuss that.
Okay, so civil would be more contractual in nature?
No, not necessarily. That's a form of a civil matter.
What is this, law school?
Contract dispute, but this is not a contract dispute.
So it's a civil matter, but it's not a contract dispute?
It's a civil traffic matter. It's punishable only by fines. You filed documents yesterday. You filed several documents in the case, but you filed a pack of documents yesterday. A packet, not a pack, a packet of documents that looks like they were filed in on the 6th. And I think these were part of that also, the 6th of May. And did you want, you marked, I think on some of those, well, offer of evidence, offer of proof, and then you have some things marked as exhibits in here, is that correct?
Yes.
Those were things that you wanted to be considered by the court for today's proceedings?
Those are things that I wish to be placed on the record for proof of offer of proof in case of appeal.
Okay. And so let's mark these on the back. It's a binder clipped packet because there are several documents in here. Is that a mosquito? Yeah, I saw it flip around too. Let's mark that as Defense Exhibit 1 on the back, so we don't cover up anything. And then when you want to talk about that, I'll give you a chance to talk about that. Officer, did you have any exhibits?
I do not.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay.
By marking exhibit on the back, the blank back of the form, are you marking the blank paper as an exhibit, or are you marking each paperwork that is?
You have several pages in there.
Okay.
It's clipped with a binder, okay? It's one packet. I'm considering that one exhibit.
Okay, could you please mark the front as an exhibit instead of the blank back?
So if you can place that marker on the front without covering up anything that's written on there. The reason I asked you to put it on the back is because I didn't want to cover up anything that was written on the front. That's why. It has no legal significance other than that.
I just wanted to make sure that the exhibit wasn't a blank page.
No, it's a packet. The record's clear. It's a packet that you submitted yesterday that has been binder clipped into one large packet. We are not marking every page of that packet. All right. Okay, any questions before we begin?
No.
Okay. Do you plan on providing testimony today, Tim?
No, I just plan on asking some questions.
Okay. So,
It's reminding me of Monty Python. And the great wizard, Tim.
Oh my God.
Officer, if you'll stand up, I'll give you a chance to ask those questions after he testifies. If you have your right hand raised, do you swear or affirm, Officer Mendez, that the testimony you're going to provide in today's hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can be seated, and then you may begin with your testimony when you're ready, sir.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Again, my name is Officer Jose Mendez, 2145, currently assigned to the Avenue Police Traffic Unit as a motor officer. On February 1st, 2024, at approximately 0939 hours, I was in the area of Dizer Road and McDowell Road. I observed a silver and colored Toyota Camry also traveling northbound on Dizer Road in the number 3 lane of travel. As I was approaching the vehicle, I observed the license plate to have an expired tag displaying January 2020. Due to observing the expired tag, I conducted a registration check and the license plate return expired with the date of January 15th, 2020. Due to the expired registration, I conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle, activated my red and blue lights, and the vehicle came to a stop on Dizer Road and Encanto Boulevard just east. I made a driver's side approach and contacted the driver, advising him for the reason for my stop was for the expired registration. I then asked the driver for his driver's license and registration, to which he did not provide, and advised me he invoked his Fifth Amendment right. Okay? So the driver then provided me with a yellow manila envelope, and it contained miscellaneous paperwork, but it also included a government-issued passport, which identified the driver as Tim Joseph Luna, with the date of birth of March 2nd, 1985. Due to having a government-issued identification, I then conducted a driver license check with the listed name and returned with the valid driver's license. I checked the driver license photograph and it matched up with Tim.
The driver of the vehicle?
The driver of the vehicle. So furthermore, I then issued Mr. Luna a citation for ARS 282532A, which is no current registration, due to the fact that the registration was expired on January 15, 2020.
Tim, do you have questions for Officer Mendez?
Yes. What color did you say the vehicle was? It appeared silver in color. Okay. And then,
Wow.
what was the, what were the two well, first off, you mentioned that, I invoked my Fifth Amendment, correct? Correct. Did I also invoke my First Amendment? You never advised anything about First Amendment. All you said, I invoked my.
Why would somebody invoke
Sorry,
their First Amendment?
Invoke your First Amendment.
Yeah, why would somebody do that?
So apparently you don't have a First Amendment unless you invoke it?
I don't know.
That's like saying that I invoke my Fifth Amendment and pull out
Right.
bang bang.
Right,
Yep.
right. Yeah. Well, it's because they watch too much TV, right?
Yep,
You know, it
yep.
applies if you're testifying,
Yes. Yes.
right?
I
You have to
invoke-
tell the judge you invoke your Fifth Amendment right? Because you have a right against self-incrimination.
Yes.
I invoke my 300th Amendment so I can taser creepy people.
Yes.
And so what a prosecutor can do is a prosecutor can grant you immunity. So anything you testify for, you cannot be charged
Yes.
with a crime, which therefore negates your ability to invoke the Fifth Amendment to remain silent, because now
And your
you're no longer in
driver's
jeopardy.
license-
It can't be used against you.
Your driver's license is a contract.
That's with the
You
state.
You signed a
Question?
contract. Your car registration is a contract that you will follow, but I invoke my Fifth Amendment.
Question:
And I invoked my First Amendment. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes.
Can we invoke the 30th Amendment to marry off sovereign citizens to people we hate?
Yes, we can.
Good. I will fight tooth and nail to keep that one on the books.
My Fifth Amendment right, and then
A
you
man
advised me
in
that you.
California with the name Jose would have more wives than Brigham Young.
Ooh.
You were also recording.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa.
First Amendment to record the interaction. Now, you also said that you received some documents. What were those documents?
I scanned through those documents, so I really didn't read the documents because I was looking for some kind of identification, and that's when I located your passport inside the manila envelope.
Do you recall what the documents were?
I do not.
Okay. Are you able to make legal determinations?
Legal determinations on what? Can you specify that question?
Legal determinations such as determinations regarding legal action,
No, the court does that.
such as the cause, the elements of a cause of action.
Well,
What?
when I made contact with you, the reason for my stop was for your violation.
He's looking for a cause of action, which applies to civil matters,
Yep.
not
Yep.
criminal.
Of having expired registration. So that was my legal stop for you to make contact with you. So yeah, so I made a legal action because of that traffic violation.
Okay, what are the three elements of a cause of action?
I don't know.
What is the definition of driver?
Oh my God.
Somebody that's in possession of a vehicle and is operating a vehicle?
Is it a commercial definition?
I don't know.
Was the defendant operating in commerce?
I don't know.
Did the defendant have any passengers in the vehicle?
No passengers.
Did the defendant have any kind of cargo that they were
Oh
hauling?
my God.
I don't know if you had any cargo.
Now,
Furthermore, I don't care.
I had, did you receive the mailing that was submitted to? Did you receive the mailing, registered mail number RF186577555US that was mailed to the Avondale Police Department, 11485 West Civic Center Drive, Avondale, Arizona?
Yes, that mail was turned over to our command staff.
Okay. Did anybody provide full disclosure, which was requested in that mailing?
Sir, I'm going to interrupt you there. What's the relevance of this line of questioning?
In order to understand the nature and cause of these proceedings.
In order for you to understand the nature and cause of these proceedings?
Yes.
That's why you have to ask him questions about if he received a packet that you sent him?
Yeah, because some of the questions in there were regarding if there was an injured party, what the bond information for the officer. And I can actually.
Oh my
read these.
God.
I don't need you to. If they're part of your
Oh
packet
my
that's
God.
included in that exhibit that we're going to talk about in a second.
Which has nothing to do with the day in question and the actions that you did or did not do. Right?
Yep.
So even if the boss, even if you could get an officer's bond number, what does that have to do with whether or not your car was registered on that day? Nothing. Has zero to do with it. So yeah, this is completely
Now,
irrelevant.
Phil,
So I don't,
Yep.
I've seen where they've sent a letter to the police department addressed to the officer
Mhm.
and said, you have 3 days to respond or this
Yep.
is dropped.
Yes. Yep.
And they think, yeah. Oh, because I didn't contract with the state. Dude, you're trying to contract with a cop who doesn't have the ability to contract with it.
Or they'll send a letter to the police officer and then they'll go, well, you didn't dispute it, therefore it's true.
Yeah.
No, that's not how that works.
find this to be relevant towards this charge in this civil traffic matter. So do you have another question for Officer Mendez?
Did you receive the conditional acceptance?
Conditional
What?
acceptance is, which is what? Something you sent him in the mail?
For the ticket?
Yeah. Something that you mailed to the officer in the mail?
Yes.
Okay. I don't find that to be relevant towards this charge, the civil traffic charge that was issued.
Okay, do you recall me asking if there was an injured party?
Yes. You asked me if there was an injured party, and I told you no.
Okay. Do you recall informing you that I had conditionally accepted it?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, the conditional acceptance and the documents that were submitted were part of that conditional acceptance. I requested full disclosure and proof of claim.
Again, this has to do with civil stuff, right? Because they get most of this stuff because they think the UCC somehow is magic talisman over everything. So it has
Yeah.
to do with contract law and the UCC, right? All of this
Yeah, you
conditional
don't have to
acceptance
have
and all
a
that.
broken bone or bleeding to have a victim. The state
Right.
is the victim.
Yep.
Right, but Gia, you sell me your car and I agree to buy it, right? And we do this in email, and I say, well, I'll buy it as long as it runs. Right, that's conditional acceptance.
Right.
I'm going to accept it on the condition it runs.
Right.
This guy thinks that's how criminal law works.
Yep.
I'll let you charge me. But only if, you meet certain conditions. Like, okay.
Did you receive the affidavit?
What's the relevance of that?
Is the affidavit in regards to the traffic stop?
Okay.
Yeah,
That was the
affidavit of truth.
In
Okay.
regards to your claim or your questioning of his claim of the traffic stop. Is that correct?
No, not in regards to the questioning, just an affidavit of what happened.
Okay.
And it,
That was filed by you, that was sent by you?
yes, it was sent to both the court as well as to Officer Mendez.
All right, and what's the relevance of that?
It remained unanswered.
An affidavit remained unanswered? Okay, I don't find that relevant in this proceeding, so do you have another question for the officer?
Yeah.
These poor
What was the
people.
definition of automobile?
Say that again?
Definition of
What
an
is the
automobile.
definition of automobile?
What's the relevance of that?
To determine whether it was whether the defendant was operating in commerce or whether they were traveling on the road.
What's the relevance of that?
Um,
He testified that you were operating a motor vehicle.
okay, well, what's the definition of operating?
Oh my God.
Officer, do you want to answer that?
When you're operating the vehicle, is you are in full control of the vehicle, meaning that you have a gas pedal, you have a brake, you have a steering wheel, so you are moving the vehicle on your own.
Okay, is that term the legal definition?
No, that's just that's something that I just said right now.
Okay.
Common knowledge.
Common
Rational-
sense.
Are we?
Yeah, rational
are we
thought
speaking
escapes
in
them.
regular English grammar, or or is there also legalese and
I'm speaking English.
regular English? Okay, so I'm requesting the definition of an automobile and a motor vehicle, and I'd like to know whether the court is using the regular English definition or they're using the legalese definition.
So motor vehicle is defined under 28-101, paragraph 50. Motor vehicle means under A, means either A1, self-propelled vehicle, A2, for the purposes of the law relating to the imposition of a tax on a motor vehicle, a vehicle that is operated on the highways of the state and that is propelled by the use of motor vehicle fuel. Under B, either one of those, sorry. So that would be the motor vehicle definition.
Okay, so is there a different definition than automobile?
I don't see an automobile.
Okay, and then what about the definition of operator or operating?
Operator means a person who drives a motor vehicle on a highway, who is in actual physical control of a motor vehicle on a highway, or who is exercising control over or steering a vehicle being towed by a motor vehicle. That's under 28101, paragraph 58.
Okay. Is operating, is that a, let's see here.
He's got a script. And
Yep.
the judge's explanations aren't in his script.
Yep.
And so now he doesn't know what to do. But I have a question for the ladies. Is this guy a smooth operator?
He has enough time and energy to waste his
Are you
entire
familiar with
day.
the
Yep.
case New Bill versus Union Indemnity Code?
Nope. Do you have any other questions for the officer?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's the difference, or what's the definition?
I don't know.
of
I've
travel?
seen some smooth operators on
What's
some
the
of the
relevance
streets
of that?
Gia has done.
To understand whether one was, the defendant was exercising his right to travel versus operating in
Like
commerce.
dude from
Okay.
the gym,
There's no
remember
legal
him?
distinction that would differentiate either of those for this civil traffic proceeding. So I don't find that to be a relevant question. Do you have another question for the officer?
What is the definition of, what was the definition of driver?
What's the relevance of that?
To
I don't think there
determine-
is a definition for driver under here. It was operator that I read you the definition of.
To determine the distinction between a driver and a traveler?
Hold on. Drivers under 28101, paragraph 25. Driver means a person who drives or is in actual physical control of a vehicle.
He wants a definition of everything. What is
Okay.
what is
Okay.
the definition of the? Give me the
But-
definition of the.
But this judge is doing a great job, right? He's applying the law that
Yep.
the
Yep.
code that you're charged under.
Yep.
Your questions have answers to what that definition is. And
Yep.
under this code, here's that definition.
Yep.
So there, the guy just said the definition of driver, one who is in control and operating a motor vehicle. There you go.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a driver. So it doesn't matter whether you're commercial, traveling for pleasure, anything. If you are behind the wheel of a car, you're driving.
Define car.
And it
Yeah,
takes
right.
you.
Right. Yeah, but I got a truck.
Define behind. What is behind me? You're behind it?
Right.
Phil eats ketchup with hot dogs with cheese whiz.
What?
Thanks, Jim. That's what Jim says.
No, I don't. That's disgusting.
That's what he said in side chat.
That's disgusting. Get the fuck out of here, Jim.
Oh,
It's
God.
my show.
Any
Yeah.
other questions for the officer?
What was the,
Define-
what's the
Define
definition
stupid.
of traffic?
Jim.
Oh,
Yes.
What's the relevance of that?
I'm trying to determine whether it's the regular English definition or whether this is a legal.
oh my
definition.
God.
Under
dude.
where? What do you mean for traffic? Where was traffic utilized?
Officer Mendez
Yes.
stated that he did a traffic stop and that the defendant
What do you mean by a traffic stop, officer?
When we conduct a traffic stop, if a driver commits a violation on ARS Title 28, we conduct traffic stops, meaning that it's a traffic violation and we're stopping that vehicle for that traffic violation.
Okay. Any other questions for the officer?
Does it have anything to do with commerce, trade, sale, or exchange of merchandise, bills,
No.
money, or any other?
And the court's making a legal determination that any of those are irrelevant, no matter how the officer answers that question, that would be irrelevant to this civil traffic matter. So do you have another question for the officer?
Okay, so are we utilizing the legal definitions in this court?
I don't, the legal definition of what? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just requesting that if it's regular English or the legal definition, because you just said you made the legal determination.
I made a legal determination that no matter how the officer would have answered that question, it wasn't relevant to this civil traffic. You're asking him questions about commerce and travel and whether or not there was cargo in the vehicle. None.
I know, Driver Dan, I agree with you. I think it's the audio in the courtroom, actually, because the judge, you can hear. The officer who was actually speaking into his microphone, you can hear. The doofus, on the other hand, I don't think he knows how to place the microphone so he can be picked up. So he is kind of difficult to hear.
Of those, I'm making a finding, and I have on the record earlier, none of that is relevant for this civil traffic allegation that was issued to you and what the purpose of this hearing is for.
So does the defendant have the right to travel freely?
I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm not going to debate this with you.
You
Let's
can
focus
walk
on
down
this
the
hearing
road, yeah.
first.
You can do it. Go.
Right. Get on a
Go.
bus, Gus.
Go.
Don't
Just
need to
do
discuss much.
Just do it.
Yeah, take an Uber, ride a bicycle. As Judge Fletcher said, you can Forrest Gump your way across the country on your own 2 feet.
So if you have any other questions for the officer.
Okay, what is the definition of license?
What's the relevance of that?
Oh my God.
You didn't provide him a license. His testimony was he used your information off your passport. He was able to determine you had a license. But what's the relevance of that? No charges dealt with the license in this case. So what's the relevance of that?
To determine whether the defendant was operating in commerce or whether they were traveling freely upon the road.
Okay, and under either of those circumstances, the court's finding that it would be irrelevant. It doesn't matter for this civil traffic charge. Whether you were traveling freely or whether you were in commerce, the allegation is that you didn't have valid registration and you were operating your motor vehicle on the city streets here in the city of Avondale. That's the allegation. And so I'm making a finding that whether you're traveling freely or operating in commerce makes no distinction to this civil traffic charge. So I'm finding that that's irrelevant, that line of questioning or that line of argument. Do you have another question for the officer?
Yes.
He can't read his script fast enough.
Well, what the judge is saying, it's not, flying. It doesn't go with the script, so he doesn't know how to respond.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Dave.
The $5 super chat. I really hope they aren't doing this crap in front of jury. As a jury member, I'd be pissed at this fool and his constant and instantly convicted. I agree with you. No, this is a bench trial. This is a bench trial. But yeah, there was a guy who actually tried this offset crap. I think it was in Michigan on a domestic violence charge and was instantly convicted.
The city of Avondale, is that a legal entity?
Irrelevant. I don't think that's relevant for this matter.
Only to determine whether the geographical location of where the defendant was, if that is part of the city of Avondale, the corporate entity.
In the city limits, the officers testified based upon the officer's testimony, and if there's any, if you provide any testimony, I'll consider that. But what the officer testified to is that you were northbound on Dysart in the area of McDowell, and the traffic stop took place just north of McDowell. That's within the city of Avondale. So this court would have jurisdiction over a civil traffic matter in that location.
Yep.
Do you have any other questions for the officer?
Yes, but every question that I ask is being answered by you, not the officer.
If it's not a relevant question, I'm not going to let him answer it.
Is the license a privilege?
What's the relevance of that for this charge? There were no charges on this citation or in this case that deal with license. deals with the registration of the vehicle. There's just one charge on your citation.
The reasoning for the question is to determine whether the legal definitions are being used or the regular English definitions are being used.
Oh my
It's
God.
irrelevant. There's no license issue in this matter. He didn't charge you for driving on a suspended license or driving without a valid license or having the improper license. There's no license charge in this matter. So I don't find that to be relevant.
So how does he acquire jurisdiction?
What do you mean jurisdiction?
How did he acquire the license that was the license number that was placed on the contract citation?
You're asking how he got your driver's license number?
Yes.
Okay. Officer, can you state how you got his driver's license number to complete the citation?
Yes, once I received your passport, which is a legal document, government issued identification, I used your name, conducted a motor vehicle division driver license check, and returned with your driver's license information.
By utilizing the driver's license number, even though it wasn't provided to you, did you convert a right into a crime?
What?
What's
No.
the relevance
What?
of that question?
What?
Okay.
What?
You can't convert a right into a privilege and criminalize it.
He got a driver's license. He contracted with the state. It's out there, dude.
Well, the problem is this, right? They read Supreme Court decisions and they don't ever pay attention to the context of the case. And this stems from one that does have something to do with licensing. And what it was is there was a Mormon who was going around and a city ordinance required him to have a license if he was going to hand out religious flyers. Well, you have a First Amendment right to freedom of religion, right? And you have a First Amendment right to freedom of press and freedom of speech. So you can hand out flyers about your religion under the First Amendment. And the state can't force you to get a license to do that because you have a First Amendment right to do that activity.
Right.
And so they take this ruling by the judge that says you can't convert a right into a privilege and therefore criminalize it. But they don't take into context what the case is about. Does it have anything to do with driving?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right? It has
Yes.
nothing to do with
Yes.
driving.
Yes.
And they go, see, the Supreme Court says you can't do this because they believe they have a right to travel, and therefore, under the right to travel, they have a right to drive. And the flaw in their logic is you have a right to travel to be treated as if you were, you go to another state. If I go to Minnesota, PNs can't have me banned from Minnesota because I'm from Iowa. Right? I have the rights of every citizen in same rights as every citizen in Minnesota to freely travel about the state of Minnesota and partake in its wonders as long as I'm not violating its laws.
But yet you
Right.
won't let me go to Linnea Quigley's house in Iowa.
Well, that's a different story. That's church
Mhm.
property. It's private, which makes it private property, and I can ban you. But so they conflate these issues, and they go, well, and as one judge said, I want to say it was McBurney, but maybe it wasn't McBurney, but anyway, it's one of the judges who goes, you have a right to travel, you just don't have a right to your own mode of conveyance. Just because it's convenient to drive doesn't mean that you have a constitutional right to drive,
Right.
because you don't. Right?
Right.
No one's stopping you from traveling. There's stopping you from driving on the roads of the state because you don't meet the minimum requirements. You can go some other way. So, oh, did I miss a super chat? I missed. Oh no, I got them.
Whether the right to travel is being converted to a crime.
You weren't charged with a criminal offense. You were charged with a civil traffic violation for not having proper registration under 282532A.
Okay, so the registration, was the registration in the name of the defendant?
No.
Who is the registration, what was the name under?
The registered owner of the vehicle is Divana Clevet Flores.
Am I responsible for the registration of a vehicle that does not belong to me?
If you're operating the motor vehicle.
And then that goes into the definition of operating, which
Oh my God.
That already.
I understand, but is it the regular
I need
English?
more bourbon if I'm going to deal with this asshole.
Oh my God.
Great though, isn't this great, right? The guy just can't give it up. He
Nope.
can't concede that his arguments are flawed. He doesn't understand what he's talking about. And no matter how the judge explains it to him, he just keeps looping back to the exact same thing.
Or is it the legalese?
I don't know what you're saying when you say regular English or legalese.
Well, then
I told you, hold on. I'm trying to answer your question. I read to you the definition of operator under 28101, paragraph 58. I read that to you earlier into the record. Do you have other questions for Officer Mendez?
Yeah, but I was referring to I'm trying to understand the difference between a traveler, a driver, and an operator, and whether I am being, this civil traffic violation is in regards to, if we're using regular English or if we're using the legalese definition.
Yeah, I don't know. The state's alleged that you violated this statute under 282532A for operating a motor vehicle without current registration. Do you have any other questions for the officer?
Yes.
Go ahead. Tim, do you have any other questions for the officer?
Yes, I'm trying to find it on my paperwork.
I lost
Give you a
my,
couple
I
more
lost my
minutes
place in
and
my
then you can
script.
conclude.
Did the defendant cause any kind of harm or damage to the plaintiff?
No.
He harmed me.
Who said that?
Kathy, it's her channel, so that's.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Is it,
So there's no.
got a ghost in here.
There's no damages.
He's going back to the victim.
Is there an affidavit of damages?
Show me your corpus delicta.
Right. Again, he's stuck in a loop, right? So he's just looping back to the same things he did in the very beginning, which the judge told him weren't relevant.
Injured party?
It's not relevant in this circumstance or this type of case with a civil traffic allegation against you, Tim. Other questions for the officer, Tim?
Well, I'd asked it earlier, but this was also part of my request for disclosure that remained unanswered, was whether Officer Mendez had made that legal determination whether I was driving and not traveling.
And whether he says you were driving or was he driving the vehicle, officer?
Yes, Tim was driving the vehicle.
Was I not traveling?
You were operating a vehicle, so you were driving a vehicle. on the roadway.
So you're making a legal determination that I was operating and driving a vehicle?
I'm going based on facts and circumstances that I observed on that traffic stop while you were moving the vehicle, and I was pacing you. You were traveling approximately 45 miles per hour.
Okay, so, and again, you're using regular English and not legalese?
English.
Okay. And
Do you have other questions for the officer?
yeah, what, are you bonded and insured with the state?
What's the relevance of that?
It was part of my disclosure statement.
Right, but what, your disclosure statement, what was the relevance of that for a civil traffic allegation in this matter?
It's regarding this cause of action.
The cause of action was a civil traffic citation, a ticket that you received.
I understand. And
Right.
it's based off of legal determinations that Officer Mendez has made.
So whether or not he's licensed or bonded is not relevant in this matter. So do you have another question for the officer?
Have you sworn an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America,
Yes.
Oh dear God.
including can there be any kind of rules or legislation that would abrogate the Constitution or the rights secured by the Constitution?
No.
So is it required for,
Okay, this guy clearly has not read the Constitution because the Constitution tells you how you can amend it. So,
He missed that episode of Schoolhouse Rock. Cut him some slack.
everyone of the people to be licensed and to have their mode of transportation registered?
If people are going to operate motor vehicles on the highways, the roads in Arizona, the public roadways in Arizona, they have to be licensed, they have to have insurance, they have to have registration for the vehicles.
Okay, motor vehicle and operating, that's where I'm having
Oh my God.
misunderstanding.
Okay? You have other questions for the officer?
Yes. Can a sanction or penalty be imposed on one because of the exercise of a constitutional right?
I'm finding that that question is irrelevant for this hearing, for a civil traffic hearing. You've made your record, right? You're claiming that you have a right to travel under the Constitution, and that therefore that you can't be charged or cited with this violation. You've made that. That's on there. I'm not accepting that as a legal argument in this case. It's a civil traffic case. And so I'm finding that that argument's irrelevant, but it's part of your record, right? And so if I don't give you the outcome that you want, you can appeal, and it's part of your record already. But you keep going back and you keep asking these questions.
Well, it's to determine whether, like you said, you're making the legal determination, correct?
I'm making a legal determination that that's not relevant for a civil traffic hearing in this matter. That's correct.
And if it's regarding legal, I'm trying to understand whether we're using the legal definition or whether we're using English.
Oh my
Okay, but that wasn't
God.
the point. You've made that point several times too, but that wasn't the point you were making.
I
then.
feel his fifth
You were
grade
asking questions
teacher's pet.
about whether or not you were considered
Oh.
traveling or not.
Tell me you ate the lead paint off of your toy cars when you were little without telling me you ate the lead paint off of your cars when you were
Oh
little.
my God.
exactly.
Can you imagine
Exactly.
this guy at a holiday party or at a job?
Like,
Okay, so Tim, we need you to move the boxes from the left side of the office to the right side of the office.
is that legalese or English?
What? Just take the boxes from the left side of the office to the right side. Can you do
What do you
that,
mean-
Tim?
What do you mean by Vox?
Define move.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim,
Am I
Tim,
moving as a traveler or
Yeah, define move.
under
okay,
commerce?
Tim, I'm gonna have you go to HR, and you're gonna go pee in a cup for me, okay?
You're right.
You said,
God.
can he? Yes, he can. Will he? I don't know.
No.
I don't know, but Tim definitely needs to pee in a cup for the office party.
Right? And my order, my decision is it doesn't matter whether you were traveling, right? If you were operating a motor vehicle, so whether you were traveling or not, I find that irrelevant in the context of this civil traffic matter. You've submitted documents, you've asked several questions, your objection is preserved, that you can, if the decision is against you in this matter, you can appeal that at the next level.
Is does the defendant have the right or privilege to travel?
It's not relevant for this proceeding. All right, officer, did you have any additional testimony based upon Tim's questions of you?
I do not, Your Honor. The only thing, like I said, he did have expired registration. It was verified through the Motor Vehicle Division, and it was confirmed expired 1/15 of 2020.
Okay. Tim, did you wish
I need an aspirin or some rum before Mr. Lunatic goes on.
Yes.
to provide testimony in this matter?
No, well, I guess, yeah, the provide testimony in regards to the color of the vehicle.
Okay, so stand up and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to provide in today's hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat. You wanted to provide testimony regarding the color of the vehicle?
It's not silver.
I'd like to provide,
It's light gray.
let's see here.
Define light gray.
It's not light gray. It's a misty pewter
Yes,
charcoal.
It's misty pewter.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's called
Pictures?
titanium blue, and it comes off as a
I have
steely
some extra
ball.
copies of them as well.
Okay, how many pictures? Just one?
Yeah, it's one picture. I just got a couple different sizes. I don't know if you guys want a regular picture or
It's up to you. How many pictures are you putting in?
one picture.
Okay, if you'll bring that up, Ruby will mark that as Defendant's Exhibit 2. Just one picture? Is this all the same picture? Okay, so we can mark that on the back of that. And you want me to consider this, is that correct, sir?
Yeah, that the color of the vehicle was not silver. The color of the automobile, should I say?
Okay, anything else?
I almost ruined my case. I almost ruined my case by slipping up and agreeing to a definition. You needed to correct it there.
I just have some questions for the court, I guess.
Okay, but nothing else regarding testimony?
Well, okay, I'll say this, that I was not operating in commerce.
Okay,
There was no cargo, there was no passengers, there was no
There was no brain.
money or
There was no
currency
brain.
or whatever form of payment being made. And I'm unaware, I have no knowledge or evidence that this court is not using the legal definition of these words. And I have no knowledge or evidence that Officer Mendez is not making a legal determination based off of regular English words in comparison to legalese or the legal definition of words.
okay. Anything else, sir?
No, other than just questions for the court.
Okay. Officer, did you have any testimony that you wanted to provide based upon Tim's testimony?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So I've taken into consideration the testimony of Officer Mendez. I've taken into consideration the testimony of Tim Luna, the defendant in this matter. Defendant's Exhibit 2 was admitted, the single picture. The filings made by Mr. Luna on yesterday's date, which was May 6th, we have marked, as mentioned earlier, as Defendant's Exhibit 1. I reviewed those documents yesterday. I am going to admit those documents. However, the court does not find that they're relevant, but I am going to admit them to include them as part of the record for any purposes that Mr. Luna may find appropriate, okay? But I did review those documents yesterday, and based upon the testimony that I've heard today in the hearing, hold on. Based upon the testimony I've heard today during the hearing, I do not find what was included in Defense Exhibit 1 filed yesterday that's been marked and admitted to be relevant. So based upon the testimony that the court has heard and the exhibits as mentioned earlier, the court is going to find that the state has proven the allegation in this matter under Count A, 282532A, by more than a preponderance of the evidence. And so I am finding Tim Luna responsible in this matter. The sanction is $603. There is an $18 court enhancement fee that's added. So that total comes to $621. Tim, are you able to pay that today, the $621, or do you need a payment plan?
I had some questions regarding the exhibits.
All right, I'm asking you, okay, and then we'll address your question regarding the exhibit. Are you able to pay that $621 today, or do you need a payment plan?
How do, what form of payment or what form of currency, what form does the court require payment in?
You can pay us in cash, you can pay us in a credit card if it's in your name. Yeah, so either one of those.
You take gold bullion.
So are you going to pay the $621 today, or do you need a payment plan?
Well, you can pick gold and silver, so yes, I would think so.
No Chuck E. Cheese token.
What a dumbass. Yep.
Can I pay in Salisbury steaks?
Is it lawful for the state to demand anything other than gold and silver?
I'm not asking that you pay us in gold and silver.
There
Listen
we
to my
go.
question. Are you paying the $621 today, or do you need a payment plan?
Well,
I can't find that question in my script.
I wish to make an offer of proof.
Information.
About what?
Offer
for
of
appeal
proof.
Okay, what's that?
that there was 22 exhibits, not just 2.
I don't know,
Oh my
the 22, are you
God.
referring to what was in your packet that the court marked as Defendant's Exhibit 1?
Yes, and I just wish that the record reflect that
doesn't
there's
have
not
5
just 2 exhibits,
cents.
but that there is 22 other exhibits included in that packet.
Okay.
I don't wish that the my documents are not placed on the record, so that way I can use those for the appeal.
Yeah, so if you heard what I stated earlier, we, instead of marking them all individually, I marked it as one packet. It's bound by a binder clip. It's everything that you dropped off that you filed yesterday with the court, May 6th.
Which
We
has
marked it as Defense
absolutely no
Exhibit 1,
relevance.
okay? That's how the court views it, as one exhibit. I know you think that there are, or you have marked in there that you've marked it as several exhibits. It's one exhibit, a large packet that you dropped off yesterday. It's all going to be in the record, right? So it was admitted. I believe, and I explained that on the record, that it was not relevant to today's hearing and today's charge, but I've admitted it to include it for appeal purposes, okay? So that's $621. Are you paying that today, or do you need a payment plan?
Did you take, Honorable Craig Jennings, did you take an oath to the Constitution?
Yes, but we're not going to talk about that now. I need to conclude this hearing because I have an in-custody matter that I have to go deal with. My question to you is very direct, sir. Are you going to pay the $621 today, or do you need a payment plan?
If I wish to appeal, do I need to pay that today?
There's a process, a notice of appeal that you can file. I'm going to mark that you're paying that today. If you're not going to pay it today by 6, we can set up that payment plan for you. We just have to add a one-time $20 time payment fee, which is required by law. Now, Yadi's going to give you a copy of this document, the judgment and sentence order. She's also going to give you a document regarding your appeal rights and your appeal process. Please pay attention to that document if you wish to appeal the court's decision today. There are several things that you must do. First, and you're going to sign for it, and we're going to give you a copy of it. First, you have to file what's called a notice of appeal. That's a notice you can get up at our front counter. It has to be filed in this court within 14 days after today's court date. Secondly, there are requirements that are listed in the paperwork that you must complete. And then lastly, you must meet those requirements by the deadlines, the timelines listed in the paperwork. If you fail or neglect to complete any one of those 3 steps, you would be giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Not all the way, but I can read it on the form, I guess.
Okay, she'll give you that document. Thank you both for being here. We can go off the record.
I thought you said you were going to allow me to say one last thing on the record.
Oh, okay. What did you want to say?
I wanted to actually pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm going to
Oh my-
say this now. You leave Jesus out of this. He's got to deal with enough problems.
Oh my God.
And that's coming from a preacher, so I can say that shit.
How to lose $600 in an hour. Yep.
Uh-huh. Well, actually,
Yep.
I think it was like a 2-hour hearing.
Yep.
And she's
Yep.
cut it down. Quite a bit.
Everybody but him got paid to be there.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that
was.
fun? To see
It
it through
was.
the all the way through. Just couldn't let it
Yep.
go.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, I have killed more brain cells watching that video than all the years I have spent drinking.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I just think, how do you get through life?
You don't. You don't. You don't.
Like you don't do this in any other endeavor.
Yep. Yeah,
This
exactly.
guy will never be allowed to live on his own or even turn on the stove without.
Yes. My dad
Yeah.
used to say, the broader the base, the taller the tower. Yep. 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 Yep.
Well, that
Yep.
brings us to the end of our lovely
That was
soiree gathering.
fun.
That was fun. Thanks for
Yep.
Big and Raiders for joining us, and thanks for
Thank
sticking
you.
around. We enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Love y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night. Be safe.
And as Cliff used to say, you don't have to be wise, just don't submit to stupid. right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We certainly enjoyed having you. We hope you enjoyed the show.